The
they
snow
can
fell heavy
pulsate,
on the mountain that
swelling
night.
and shrinking
Jack
in
Morrison
rhythmic
stood at his
cycles.
window and watched the white flakes
These
cover
stars,
everything.
called
He was alone in his
variable
cabin
stars,
like he had been for
change
many
in
years
brightness
now.
over time.
Jack was 68
In some
years
cases,
old.
the
His
changes
hair
are
was gray
steady
and
and
his hands
regular,
showed the marks
repeating
of time,
like a slow
but his
heartbeat.
eyes were still sharp.
The pulses
They
are
were the
caused by
eyes of a
changes
man
in the
who had
star's
seen
outer
war.
layers,
Jack had
gases
been a Marine
expanding
once.
and cooling,
He fought in
then
3
collapsing
big
and
wars
heating
among the
up again.
stars. He saw things
Some
that
stars
most
pulse
people
every
only
few
read
days.
about in books.
Others
He
take
fought
months
against
or even
aliens who
years
looked
to
like
complete a
dragons
cycle.
with scales and wings.
These rhythmic
Back then,
stars have been
everyone
used to
called
measure
them the enemy.
distances in space,
But that was a long
since their
time ago.
pulsation patterns
Now there
relate
was
to their
peace.
true brightness.
The wars were over.
They also
Jack
serve as
lived alone
quiet
because his
reminders
wife
that
Claire
even
had
in
died
death,
5 years ago.
stars
She
can
got sick,
keep time,
and the doctors could not help
with a
her.
clock,
After she was
but with
gone,
a long,
Jack
slow
moved
breath
to this mountain.
across
He
cosmic
wanted to be
ages.
far away from everything.
Earth is
He
inside a
wanted
giant
quiet.
bubble of hot
Every
gas.
day was the same.
If you could see
He
far
woke up
into
early,
the invisible
made his
wavelengths
coffee,
of light,
and walked around his
past
land.
what your eyes can
That was
detect,
his life now.
you'd find that
But
our
tonight
solar
was
system
different.
sits inside
Jack
a
heard
vast,
a loud
glowing
crash
bubble
from
of
somewhere
hot gas.
in the woods. It was
It's
not
called
thunder.
the
It
local
was not
bubble,
a tree falling.
and it stretches
Jack
for
knew the
hundreds
sound
of
a
light
ship
years
crashing.
in every
He had
direction.
heard it many times
This
in the war.
bubble is thought to have
He
been
grabbed his
carved
old
out by
coat and
ancient
went outside into
supernova,
the snow.
exploding
The wind
stars
was
that
strong
blasted
and cold.
shockwaves into the
Jack
surrounding
walked
gas,
through the trees,
heating
following the
and
smoke
clearing it
he
out.
could see rising in the
Now
distance.
our solar
His
system
old
drifts
military
quietly
training
through
came back
this
to him.
low-density
He
region,
moved carefully
surrounded
and
by a
watched
shell
for
of
danger.
hotter gas and
After
dust.
20 minutes, he
It's
found
not
it.
dangerous.
A small ship was broken
It's not
and
something we
smoking
can
in a
feel.
clearing. Jack could
But it's
see
there,
it was a medical vessel.
a kind of
He knew
quiet
the
chamber
markings.
around us,
It was from the
born
dragon
from
people,
violence
the
long
ones
ago,
humans called the
now
Dracon.
part of the gentle
Jack felt
backdrop
his
of
heart
our
beat
galactic
faster.
neighborhood.
He had not
There's a
seen
vast,
one of their
empty
ships
region
in many
behind the
years.
Great Attractor.
Jack walked closer.
The Great
The
Attractor
ship
is a
door was
mysterious
open.
gravitational
Inside,
anomaly,
he could see something
a
glowing
region of
blue.
space so
He
massive that
climbed into
entire
the broken
galaxy
ship
clusters,
carefully.
including
The
our
inside was
own Milky
cold and
Way,
dark, except
are
for that
slowly
blue light.
drifting toward
It
it.
came from a special pod.
But behind
the kind
this
used to keep
immense
people alive
concentration
when they
of
were hurt
matter
very bad.
lies something even
Inside
stranger,
the pod was a Draken.
a region known
Jack could
as the
see her
dipole
scales were
repeller,
purple and silver.
where space
Her
appears
wings were
unusually
folded
empty.
against her body.
It's not just
She
a
was not
patch with
moving.
fewer
The
galaxies.
pod screen
It's a
showed her
vast
heart was
cosmic
beating very
void,
slow.
stretching
She
for
was in
hundreds of
something like a
millions
deep
of light
sleep to
years.
stay alive.
And oddly
Jack saw
enough,
the medical
its
symbol on
emptiness
her
seems to
uniform.
push galaxies
She was
away.
a nurse.
Together,
Jack stood there
the Great
for a long
Attractor
time.
and the
Part
dipole
of him
repeller
remembered the war.
create a quiet
He remembered
gravitational
fighting
tug of
against
war
the Dracoth.
that helps
He
shape the
remembered
motion
friends
of
who
our
died.
local universe.
But then he looked at
We're
her
drawn
face.
forward by
Even
unseen
through the
mass
pod glass,
and
he could
pushed
see
back
she was
by
hurt.
the emptiness
She
beyond.
needed help.
It's
Jack
a
had been
reminder
a
that in the
soldier,
cosmos,
but he had also
both
been a
presence
medic.
and
He knew
absence
what he had to do.
can shape
Jack
the
checked
path
the
we
pod
follow.
controls. The power
Neutrinos
was very
pass
low.
silently through
In a
the
few
Earth
hours, it
and
would
through
die,
you.
and so would she.
Right now,
could not leave her
trillions
here.
of particles
Jack went
called
back to his cabin
neutrinos are
and got
passing
his
through
old
your body,
military hauler.
and you'll never
It
feel
was big
them.
and strong, made for
Neutrinos
carrying
are
heavy things.
incredibly
He
light,
drove it through the
neutral
snow
particles
back to the
produced
crashed
in
ship.
enormous
It
numbers
took
by
Jack
the
2
sun,
hours to get the
exploding
pod out of the
stars,
ship and
and
onto
even
his
the
hauler.
early
He
universe
was not
itself.
as strong as he used to be.
They barely
His
interact
back
with
hurt,
normal
and his
matter.
hands were shaking from the
They
cold.
can fly straight
But
through
he
a
did not
planet
stop.
or your entire
He drove
body
the hauler
without
back to his
leaving a
cabin
trace.
very slowly and
Some
carefully.
pass through detectors
Inside his
very
cabin,
deep underground,
Jack set up the pod
where
near
rare
his
collisions
fireplace.
help us study
He
them.
connected it to his
But
emergency
most
power
simply
supply.
pass through,
The pod lights
unnoticed.
turned from red to yellow.
These particles
That
are
was
everywhere,
good. It meant
all
the
the time,
pod was working again.
silently streaming
Jack sat
through
down in his
space and
chair
matter
and
alike.
looked at the sleeping dragon
They
nurse.
move at nearly
He
the
did not
speed of
know her
light,
name.
and
He
yet
did
they
not know
almost
why
never
she
touch
crashed.
anything.
But she was alive.
The
and
universe
Jack
is
would keep her
full
that
of
way.
motion,
Jack got his
even
old
when
military
everything
radio.
feels still.
It was very old,
The
but
most
it still
massive
worked.
stars can
He
collapse
sent a coded
directly into
message
black
to people he
holes
knew
without a
from his
bang.
Marine days.
We often
He told
imagine the
them what
death
he
of a
found.
massive star
He told
as a
them he
violent
needed help,
supernova,
but he
a
knew
brilliant
help would not come
explosion
fast.
lighting up the
His
galaxy.
cabin was very
But for
far
the most
from
massive
any city.
stars,
It could
the
take
end
weeks
can be
for anyone
eventually
to reach
quiet.
him. For 5
Some
days,
stars are so
Jack
heavy
watched
that when
over
they
the
run
pod.
out of fuel,
He checked
their
it every
cores
hour.
collapse inward,
He made sure the
and
power
gravity
never
wins
went
so
low.
completely,
He slept in his
so
chair
suddenly,
so he could
that
stay
even
close.
the outer layers
On the
fall
morning
straight
of the
in.
6th day, something
No
changed.
explosion,
The pod made
no
a
bright
sound.
farewell,
The blue light started
just a
to
sudden
blink.
disappearance.
Jack stood up and watched.
This process
The pod was
is
starting
called
a wake-up cycle.
a direct
The dragon
collapse.
nurse was coming back.
In a
The
moment,
pod door
a
opened
star
with
is
a
gone,
hiss. Cold
replaced
air
by a
came
black
out.
hole,
The dragon
silent,
nurse opened her
invisible,
eyes.
and
They were
crushingly
gold,
dense.
like the sun.
Astronomers have
around,
even observed
confused
stars
and
that seem
afraid.
to vanish without
Then
a
she
trace,
saw Jack
as if the
standing
light
there.
simply
Her
blinked
body
out.
went very still.
It's a reminder
Jack
that
could
not
see the
all
fear
cosmic
in her
endings
eyes.
are fireworks.
She thought he was going to
Some
hurt her.
are
After all,
whispers into the
humans
dark.
and Dracath had been
Galaxies
enemies
can
once.
orbit one another
Jack
like
slowly
moons
raised
around
his hands to
planets.
show he had no weapon.
We tend to think of
He took a
galaxies
step
as
back to give her
isolated
space.
islands in
The
space,
dragon nurse tried
but
to sit
many
up,
live in
but
small
she was
groups
too weak.
where they
She
interact
fell
and
back
even
into the
orbit one
pod.
another.
Jack could see
Our
she
own
was
Milky
still
Way,
very
for example,
hurt. He
has
went to his
dozens
kitchen
of
and
smaller
got a glass of
satellite
water.
galaxies.
He walked back
The large
slowly
and small
put the water on a
Magellanic
table near the
Clouds
pod.
are the most famous.
Then he stepped back again.
These companions
The dragon
move around
nurse
the Milky
looked at the
Way like
water.
moons around
She
a
looked at
planet,
Jack.
slowly
She did
tracing
not
long
understand.
elliptical paths
Why was
through
this
space.
human helping her?
Sometimes,
Jack could see the
larger
questions
galaxies
in her
pull
eyes.
stars from
He
their
wished he could
companions,
talk to her,
forming
but he did not
streams
speak her
and
language.
tidal tails
Then
that
Jack
stretch
remembered
across
something.
millions of light
He
years.
went to his old military
Over
box
time,
and found
a smaller
translation
galaxy
device.
may be
It was very
absorbed
old,
completely.
but maybe it still worked.
These
He
cosmic
turned it on,
dances
and
happen
the
over
small screen
billions of
lit up.
years.
Jack
Slow,
smiled.
graceful
Some old
interactions on a
things
scale
never
we can
die.
barely imagine.
Jack held the translation
In the
device
quiet of
between
deep
them.
space,
He pressed a button
even galaxies
and spoke
can
slowly.
keep each other
The
company.
device made sounds
The
in
universe's
Dracath
brightest
language.
explosions
The dragon
come
nurse
from
looked
collapsing
surprised.
magnetic
She
stars.
listened to what Jack said.
There's a rare kind
He
of
told her that
explosion
she
called
was safe.
a
He told
magnetar
her he found her
hypernova,
ship crashed
and
in
it
the
may be
snow.
one of the
He
brightest
told
things
her
the
he brought
universe
her
can
here to
produce.
help. The
A
dragon nurse
magnetar
spoke
is a
back.
neutron
Her
star
voice
with an
was like
unimaginably
music, but also
strong magnetic
strong.
field,
The device
trillions
changed her
of
words
times
to
stronger
English.
than Earth's.
She said her name
If a
was
massive
Kira.
star
She
collapses
thanked
into a
Jack for
magnetar
saving
and
her life.
releases its energy
Then she
quickly,
asked why he
it can
helped her.
produce a burst
Did he
of
not
light
know
and
what she
energy far
was?
more powerful
Did he
than a
not
typical
remember the war?
supernova.
Jack sat down
These
in
events
his
may
chair.
be responsible
He
for
told
some
Kira
long-duration
that, yes,
gamma
he
ray
remembered the
bursts,
war.
flashes
He
of
fought in it.
high-energy light
He
that
lost
travel
friends
across
in
the
it.
universe
But the
and
war
briefly
was over
outshine
now.
entire
There was
galaxies.
peace. When he saw her
The
in that
explosion
pod,
lasts
dying,
only
he
seconds,
did not see an enemy.
but its light
He
can
saw
reach us
someone
from
who needed
billions of
help.
light years
That
away.
was all that mattered.
It's one of the
Kira was
universe's
quiet
most
for a long
intense
time.
phenomena,
Then she
created
told
by a
Jack her
small,
story.
dense object
She was bringing
wrapped in
important
magnetic
medical
fire,
information to
collapsing
a colony
in on
world.
itself.
The information was
The edge
about
of the
a sickness
observable
that was
universe
killing many people.
is not
But
the
someone did
edge
not want
of the
her to
universe.
reach the colony.
When we
They
look out
broke
into
her ship.
space,
They
there's a
wanted her
limit
to die,
to how
and they
far we
wanted
can
the
see.
medical information to
About
be lost
46
forever.
billion
Jack
light
asked
years
who
in
would
any
do such a
direction.
thing. Kira said
That's
there were
the
groups
edge
who
of the
did not want
observable
peace.
universe.
They wanted the wars
It's not a
to
war
start
or
again.
a boundary,
They were called
just the furthest
extremists.
distance
They
light
did
has
not
had
care
time
who
to
died,
reach us
as
since
long
the
as they
Big
got
Bang,
what they wanted.
given the
Jack
expansion of
understood.
space.
He knew there
Beyond
were
that,
always people
the
like
universe
that.
likely
Over the next
continues.
few days,
We just
Kira
can't
got
see
stronger.
it yet.
She could sit up
And
now.
because the expansion
She could
of
walk a
space
little
is
bit,
accelerating,
but her wings were
some
still
parts
hurt.
of the universe
Jack
are moving
helped her
away from
every
us
day.
faster than
He
light.
brought her food
That
and
means
water.
their light
He
will
checked
never
her
reach
wounds
us,
like a medic.
not even
Kira
in
watched
infinite
Jack
time.
work. She
The
saw that he
observable
was kind.
universe is like a
She
bubble
saw
of
that
vision,
he was lonely too.
not the full
One
size of
afternoon,
reality,
Jack made
but just
tea
the
like
part
he did every
available
day
to
since
us.
Claire died. There
Beyond
was
that,
something that made him feel
more
less
galaxies,
alone.
more
He
stars,
poured 2 cups without
maybe
thinking.
forever.
Then he realized
Some
what
galaxies
he did.
shoot
He
jets
looked
of
at
plasma
Kira.
for millions
She
of
was
light
watching
years.
him.
At the
Jack
heart
walked
of many
over and gave
galaxies
her one of the cups.
lies a
Kira
supermassive
took the
black
cup
hole.
carefully. Her hands
And
had
sometimes,
claws, but she
as
was
matter
very
falls
gentle.
toward it,
She smelled
not
the tea
all of that
and
matter
smiled.
disappears.
She told Jack that her people
Some of
also
it gets
drank
caught
tea.
in magnetic
It was
fields
a sign
and
of
blasted
friendship
outward
and
in
respect.
narrow, powerful
Jack sat
jets.
down with his own cup.
Streams of
They
plasma
drank tea
moving near
together
the speed
in
of light.
silence. It was
These
peaceful.
jets can stretch
It felt
far beyond
right.
the host galaxy
This became
itself,
their routine.
reaching
Every
lengths of
afternoon
millions
at the
of
same
light
time,
years.
Jack made tea.
We see them
They would
glowing
sit
in
together
radio
and talk through
wavelengths,
the translation
forming
device.
enormous lobes
Kira
that
told
mark
Jack
their
about
reach.
her home world.
Galaxies
She
like
described
these are
cities
called
that floated in
radio
the clouds.
galaxies,
She
and their
talked about her
jets are
family
among the
and how she
largest
became a nurse
structures
to
in the
help people.
universe.
Jack told
It's
Kira
a strange
about his
irony.
life too.
The most
He told
powerful
her about
outflows
being a
can come
Marine
from the
and the
regions
things he
around
saw in
black
the war.
holes,
He
where
told
light
her about
can barely
meeting Claire
escape.
and falling in love.
Even silence,
He told
it
her how
seems,
they planned
can
to
leave a
grow
mark.
old together.
There's a
Then
star
he told her about
that
Claire
orbits the
getting
Milky
sick.
Way backward.
He told her about
Most
watching his
stars
wife
in the
die
Milky Way
and not being
orbit in
able
the
to
same
save her.
general direction,
His voice
following the
broke when he spoke
galaxy's
about it.
rotation.
Kira reached out
But not
and
all
put her
of them.
hand on Jack's hand.
There's at least one
Her
known
scales
star,
were warm.
named
She told him she was sorry. She said losing someone you loved was the hardest thing
that
anyone could
moves in the
face.
opposite
She
direction.
understood his pain.
Its orbit is
Jack looked at
retrograde,
her hand on
cutting
his.
against the
He
flow
felt
like a
something
salmon
he had
swimming
not felt
upstream.
in a long time.
How
He did
did
not
it get
feel
that
so
way?
alone anymore.
One possibility is that it was part of a smaller galaxy that merged with the Milky Way long ago, and its orbit reflects that older, different system. Or it may have been flung into its current path by a gravitational slingshot, perhaps involving a black hole or dense star cluster. Either way, it's a quiet reminder that not all stars follow the rules, and even in the vast clockwork of the galaxy, there are wanderers going their own way. The center of the galaxy smells like raspberries and rum. It sounds like a joke, but it's real. Astronomers studying the chemical composition of a dust cloud near the center of the Milky Way discovered a molecule called ethyl formate. On Earth, it's associated with the flavor of raspberries and the scent of rum. Of course, the galactic center doesn't actually smell. The vacuum of space wouldn't carry scent the way air does. But the presence of these molecules hints at the complex organic chemistry unfolding in deep space. There are alcohols, sugars, and even amino acid precursors in interstellar clouds. It's not life, but it's the kind of chemistry life might need. So while space may not smell like fruit and liquor, it contains the building blocks, floating silently between the stars. One galaxy is headed straight for the Milky Way, and it's already touching. The Andromeda Galaxy is our nearest large galactic neighbor, and it's on a slow-motion collision course with the Milky Way. Right now, it's about 2.5 million light-years away, but that gap is closing. In about 4 billion years, the two galaxies will begin to merge. And interestingly, the outer halos of both galaxies, their vast clouds of hot gas and dark matter, are already overlapping. So in a sense, they've begun touching already. The eventual merger will be more of a graceful blending than a crash. Stars will mostly pass by one another without colliding. Over time, the two spirals will become one larger, elliptical galaxy. We sometimes call this future system Milkomeda. It's a long wait, but it's already in motion. A cosmic meeting playing out over billions of years. The cosmic microwave background still glows all around you. Every part of the universe, including the space around you right now, is filled with a faint glow called the cosmic microwave background. It's the afterglow of the Big Bang, light released when the universe was about 380, 000 years old. Back then, the cosmos was a hot, dense plasma. When it cooled enough for atoms to form, light was finally free to travel. That light has been moving ever since, stretched into microwaves by the expansion of space. Today, we detect it as a nearly uniform glow in all directions. It's not something you can see or feel, but sensitive instruments can pick it up as a kind of cosmic whisper. This glow is the oldest light we can observe, a quiet signal from the universe's childhood, still echoing through space and time. Some supernova are powered by invisible collapse, not light. Supernova are known for their brightness, massive explosions that briefly outshine entire galaxies. But not all supernova are luminous. Some are what astronomers call failed supernovae. In these cases, a massive star's core collapses, forming a black hole. But the outer layers don't explode outward in a visible flash. Instead, they may fall inward, feeding the black hole silently. In rare instances, we've watched stars that seemed stable suddenly vanish from view. No explosion, no fading glow, just darkness. These disappearances suggest a collapse so complete that almost all of the energy is swallowed. There's still tremendous violence, but most of it is hidden. It's a reminder that not all cosmic deaths make noise. Some happen in silence, deep inside gravity's grip. There are entire galaxies made mostly of gas and dark matter. We often picture galaxies as bright spirals or glowing ellipticals, filled
Kira
with
used her
billions
medical
of
knowledge
stars.
to create gas bombs that
But
made the
some
mercenaries
galaxies
cough
are barely
and cry.
visible at all.
She threw them through
These
broken
dim
windows.
systems contain
Jack
very few
heard the
stars,
mercenaries cursing.
but they still have
Some of
mass,
them started to
mostly
pull
in the
back,
form of gas and
but their
dark
leader
matter.
shouted at them to keep
They're
fighting.
difficult to detect
He
with
promised
regular
them a lot of
telescopes,
money if they got
and
the
often
dragon
appear
house.
only as
The
faint
battle went
smudges
on for
or
2
through
hours.
indirect measurements.
Jack and Kira were getting
Some of these
tired.
galaxies may
The
be
cabin
failed
was damaged.
systems,
Windows
structures
were
that
broken.
never formed many
Walls
stars,
had bullet holes,
perhaps because
but
they were
they
stripped
held
of
their
gas
ground.
or heated
Then
too early
something
in
bad
cosmic
happened.
history.
One of the mercenaries
Others
got a
may
lucky
be temporary
shot with a
phases
plasma
in
weapon.
galactic
The
evolution.
blast hit near where Kira
What they
was
all have
standing.
in common
The explosion
is subtlety.
threw Kira across the room.
No fireworks,
Jack heard her
no
cry
spiraling
out.
arms,
He ran to her
just
side.
quiet
She was hurt
gravitational
bad.
presence.
Her left wing had a big burn
They
on
remind
it.
us that
Blood
not all
was coming
galaxies
from her
shine.
shoulder. Kira
Some
tried to stand, but she
simply
could not.
exist.
Jack picked her up
Black
and
holes
carried her
can
away
collide
from the
and
window.
merge in
His
cosmic
heart
dances.
was pounding. He
When
could
two
not
black
lose
holes
her.
orbit one
Not
another,
like he lost
they
Claire.
emit ripples in
Jack put
space-time
Kira down
called
in the safest
gravitational
corner.
waves.
He used his medical
As energy
training to
leaks
stop the
away,
bleeding.
the black
Kira
holes
was
spiral
breathing
inward
hard.
until they merge
She
in a
told
final
Jack she was
dramatic
sorry.
moment.
She said
Two
this was all
invisible
her
giants
fault.
becoming
Jack told
one.
her to be quiet and
These
save her
collisions
strength.
don't make
He
light,
would not let
but they
these
send out
criminals take
bursts
her.
of gravitational
He would
waves
protect her
that we
no
can now
matter
detect
what.
on Earth.
The mercenaries were getting
The
ready
first of
for
these
one
signals
more
was
big
observed
attack.
in
Jack could hear them
2015,
planning.
confirming
They
a
were going to rush
century-old
the
prediction
cabin all
by
at once.
Einstein.
Jack looked
Since
at his
then,
weapons.
we've detected
He
dozens
was running
more.
low on ammunition.
Each one tells a
He
story
looked at
about
Kira.
massive
She
objects
was weak
colliding
and
in
hurt.
distant galaxies.
Jack knew they could not
long
win
ago.
this fight alone.
These
They
black
needed
hole
help.
mergers happen
Jack went to
quietly,
his radio.
invisibly,
He sent out an
but with
emergency
incredible
signal
force,
on every frequency he
converting
had.
entire
He said
solar
his
masses of
position.
energy
He said
into
he needed
waves
help
that
now.
ripple across
He
the
did not
universe.
know if anyone would hear
And
it.
for a moment,
He did not know
the fabric
if help
of space
would come in
itself
time.
sings.
But it was all he
Some
could do.
stars die in
He went
slow
back
motion,
to Kira
taking
and knelt
billions
beside
of
her.
years to fade.
Kira reached up and
Not
touched
every star
Jack's face.
ends in a sudden
She
explosion.
thanked him for everything.
Smaller
She said
stars,
he
like
gave
our
her
Sun,
hope when
die
she had
much
none.
more slowly.
She said she was honored
After
to call
burning
him
through
her
their
friend.
hydrogen fuel,
Jack took her hand.
they expand into
He
red
told her
giants,
it was not over yet.
shedding their
They
outer
were going
layers
to
into
survive
space.
this. They
What
had to.
remains
They
is
still
a
had
dense,
tea to drink
hot,
together.
cool,
Outside,
a
the
white
mercenaries were
dwarf.
moving. Jack
This
could see
remnant
them on
no
his
longer
cameras.
produces energy.
They were coming from all
It simply
sides.
radiates away
This was
its
it.
leftover heat,
The final attack.
very,
Jack
very
stood up
slowly.
and got ready.
A
He
white
had one
dwarf can
rifle
take
and
billions
two
of years
pistols
to
left.
cool, gradually
He would use
dimming
every bullet.
until it becomes
he would
invisible.
Fight until he could not
A black
fight
dwarf.
anymore. For
But the
Kira,
universe isn't old
for
enough for
Claire,
that to have happened
for
yet.
all the good people
Every
who
white
deserve
dwarf
to
that's
live
ever
in
formed
peace. The
is still
mercenaries
glowing,
broke through the front
somewhere,
door. Jack
quietly
fired
fading
his
in the
rifle.
dark.
Two of them
The
went
death
down.
of these
The
stars
others
is less
kept
like
coming.
a firework
Jack dropped
and
the
more
rifle
like an
and
ember,
pulled out his pistols.
cooling gently
He fired again
over cosmic
and again.
time.
The noise was
Time
loud.
near a black
The
hole
cabin
slows
filled with
down
smoke.
compared to Earth.
Jack could not see clearly,
In
but he
Einstein's
kept
theory
fighting.
of general relativity,
Then Jack felt something
gravity
hit
doesn't
his
just
chest.
pull on matter,
Pain exploded
it
through
bends
his body.
space
He
and
fell
time.
down hard. He
The
could
stronger
not
the
breathe
gravitational
right.
field,
He looked
the
down
slower
and
time
saw blood
flows
spreading
relative
across
to
his
areas
shirt.
of weaker
He
gravity.
had been shot.
Near
Jack
a black
tried to
hole
get up,
where
but
gravity
his
is
body
extreme,
would not move.
this effect
He could
becomes
hear the
dramatic.
mercenaries laughing.
If you were to
They
orbit
thought they
just
won.
outside the
But
event
then
horizon,
Kira screamed.
time for you
Even
would
her,
pass much
she
more
threw
slowly
herself
than
over
for someone
Jack's body.
far away.
She spread her
Minutes
damaged
near the
wings
black
to
hole
cover him.
could mean
She was
years
shielding
elsewhere.
Jack with her own body.
This isn't
The
science fiction.
mercenaries aimed
It's
their
a real,
weapons at her.
measured effect
This was
called
the
gravitational
end.
time
Jack tried to
dilation.
tell Kira to
We've
run,
even
but
observed
no
it in
words came
milder
out.
form with GPS
He could only
satellites.
watch as the mercenaries
Around black
prepared
holes,
to fire.
it becomes
Then everything
profound.
changed. The whole
In a way,
cabin shook.
They don't
There
just
was a
trap
huge
light,
roaring sound
they
from above.
stretch time itself.
Military dropships were
The
landing
void
outside.
between galaxies is
the doors
colder
of the
than any
cabin
lab on Earth.
exploded inward.
Far from
Soldiers rushed
stars,
in wearing both
planets,
human and
or even
Dracoth
gas
military
clouds,
uniforms.
the vast
They moved
spaces
fast
between
and
galaxies
professional.
are
Within
astonishingly
seconds,
cold.
They had the mercenaries
The
on
temperature
ground
there
with their
drops to
hands
just a
tied.
few degrees
The
above
leader of the
absolute zero.
mercenaries shouted
about
and cursed.
2.7
He could
Kelvin.
not believe help had come
That's
so
colder
fast.
than any
A
natural
human
place on
commander
Earth,
came over to where
and colder
Kira
than
was
most
still covering
environments
Jack
we
with
can
her
create,
body.
even
The
in
commander
advanced
knelt down and
laboratories.
spoke gently to Kira.
This chill comes
He
from
told
the
her
near
she was
total
safe now.
absence of
He told
particles
her
and
to
energy.
let the medics help.
There's nothing
Kira
to hold
slowly
heat,
moved her wings.
just a
She
scattering
looked
of
down
stray
at Jack.
atoms,
His
and the
eyes
faint
were
microwave
closed.
glow of
His
the early
breathing
universe.
was very shallow.
These
Kira started crying.
intergalactic
She begged the
voids
medics to save him.
are the
The
quietest,
medics worked on both Jack and
loneliest
Kira
places
right
we
there
know.
in the cabin.
Enormous
They put bandages on
and
wounds.
empty. stretched across millions of light
They worked
years.
fast, but
They are the
carefully.
universe's
A Drakath
deepest
medic told
shadows,
Kira that
holding
Jack was
only the
very strong
background
for a
whisper
human his
of
age.
creation.
He had a chance.
The universe
but
is
they
getting
needed to
more
get him to a
transparent as it
hospital
ages.
soon. Kira held
In the
Jack's
other
hand
universe,
and would not let
light
go.
couldn't travel
They
freely.
carried Jack and Kira
The
to
cosmos
separate
was
medical
filled with a
ships.
hot plasma,
Kira fought to stay
a
with
fog
Jack,
of
but
free
the medics said
electrons
no.
and atomic
They needed
nuclei
to treat them in
that
different
scattered
places
photons
because
constantly.
humans and Drakath needed
But as
different
the
medical
universe
care.
expanded
Kira
and
watched
cooled,
through the window
it
as they
reached a
took
point
Jack
where
away.
electrons
She felt
combined
empty
with
inside.
nuclei to
She
form
had finally
neutral
found a real
atoms.
friend, and now she
Suddenly,
might lose him.
light could
The
move
medical
unhindered.
ships took them to a big
This event,
hospital that
called
worked with both humans
recombination,
and Drakath.
happened about
It was built after the peace treaty, so the two species could help each
years
other.
after the Big
Jack
Bang,
went into
and it
surgery
released the
right
cosmic
away.
microwave
The
background
doctors
we
worked
still
on him
detect
for
today.
6 hours.
Since
Kira
then,
was in a room
the
down
universe
hall.
has
She
continued
could
to
not
grow
stop
more
thinking about
transparent.
Jack.
The
She
formation
prayed
of
to the old
galaxies and
gods of her
stars
people
added
to keep
new
him
pockets
alive.
of light,
Days
and as
passed.
matter spreads
Jack
out,
was still
there's less and
unconscious.
less to block a
The doctors
photon's
said his
path.
body was fighting hard,
With time,
but he was very hurt.
the darkness has
Kira's
become
wing was
clearer.
healing, but it would never be the
Space,
same.
once glowing
She
and
could not
opaque,
fly anymore.
now lets
But
light
she
pass
did not
through
care about
almost
that.
unimpeded.
She only wanted to know
We've
if
captured
Jack
the
would
shadow
live.
of
She
a black
asked the
hole.
nurses every hour for news.
In 2019,
on the 8th day,
the Event
doctors
Horizon
let Kira
Telescope
go to Jack's
released the
room.
first
She
direct
walked
image of a
slowly
black
on
hole,
her hurt leg.
or rather,
When she saw
of its
Jack
shadow.
lying in the hospital bed with
The black
machines
hole
all
itself
around him,
can't be
she started
seen,
crying again.
but the
He
glowing
looked
ring
so
of
small
hot
and
gas
fragile.
swirling around
His
it
skin was
reveals
very
its
pale,
presence.
but he was breathing.
This particular black
He was
hole
alive.
lives in the center of the
Kira sat in a
galaxy
chair next to his bed
M87,
and took his
about
hand.
53
Kira
million
talked to
light-years
Jack,
away.
even though he could not
The
hear
image
her.
shows a
She told him
circular
about the
silhouette,
medical data she
the
carried.
region from which
The
no
doctors
light
got it
escapes,
from her. They
surrounded
were
by a
using it
halo
to make
of
a cure
radiation
for the plague.
twisted by gravity.
The cure would save millions of
It took
lives on
years
many
of
different
global
worlds.
collaboration,
She told
coordinating
Jack that what they
telescopes
did
around the
mattered.
world to
Their
act as
fight
a
was
single
not for
planet-sized
nothing.
lens.
She told him he was a
The result
hero.
was
News
more than a
reporters
picture.
came to the hospital.
It was a
They
quiet
wanted to
triumph of
interview
science,
Kira and Jack.
giving us our
They
first
said everyone
glimpse
across
of one
the
of the most
galaxy was talking
mysterious
about the old
objects in the
human
universe,
veteran and the Drakath nurse
not
who
through
fought
fiction
together
or
against
theory,
criminals.
but through
People said
light.
their story showed that the peace
You can see a
between
galaxy
species
with
was
your naked
real and
eye
worth
from your
protecting.
backyard.
Kira did not
Most
care
galaxies
about
are so
being
far
famous.
away
She
that
just
even
wanted
powerful
Jack to wake
telescopes
up.
reveal
2
only
weeks after
faint
the battle,
smudges.
Jack finally
But there's one
opened
you
his
can
eyes.
see without
The
any
first thing he
equipment at
saw
all,
was Kira
the
sitting
Andromeda
next to him.
Galaxy.
She was asleep in
On
the chair
clear,
with her
dark
head on his
nights
bed.
in the northern hemisphere,
Jack tried to speak,
it
but his
appears
throat
as a
was
soft,
dry.
hazy
He
oval
made a
in the
small
sky,
sound. Kira
just
woke
visible
up
to the
immediately.
eye.
When she saw
It's
Jack
over
was
2.5
awake, her
million
face lit up
light-years
with
away,
joy. She called
meaning
for the
the light you
doctors
see
and held Jack's
began its
hand
journey
tight.
long
The doctors
before
checked
humans
Jack.
evolved.
They said
Andromeda
he was very
contains
lucky.
a trillion
The bullet
stars,
missed his
more
heart
than
by
double
less
the
than an
Milky
inch.
Way,
He would
and
recover,
it's slowly
but it
moving
would take
toward
time.
us.
Jack would
It's
always
hard to
have
grasp,
pain in his chest.
but you can
He
look
would
up
not
and
be
see an
as strong
entire
as
galaxy
before.
with no
But
telescope,
he was alive.
no filter,
When the doctors
just
left,
the sky,
Jack looked
your
at
eyes,
Kira. He
and the
asked her
soft
if she
glow
was
of
okay.
something vast and
Kira laughed
ancient
and cried
drifting
at
in
the
the
same
dark.
time. Even
One
hurt
tiny
and weak,
satellite
Jack was
detected
worried
the
about
whisper
her.
of a
Kira
distant
told
black
Jack
hole collision.
everything that happened.
In
She told him about the
2015,
cure being made.
a small
She
satellite
told
named
him they were
LIGO
heroes
detected
now.
something
Jack
extraordinary,
smiled a little.
a faint
He
ripple
said
in
he was
space-time
not a hero.
from more than
He
a
was just
billion
an old
light-years
man
away.
who did what was right.
It was caused
Kira
by
shook
two
her
black
head.
holes
She
colliding,
said doing what was
sending
right,
gravitational
even when it was
waves
hard,
across
was
the
exactly
cosmos.
what made someone a hero.
These
They
waves are
stayed in the
incredibly
hospital
subtle.
for 2 more months.
When they reach
Jack
Earth,
learned to walk
they
again.
stretch and
It
squeeze
was hard
space
and
by less
painful,
than the
but he
width
did
of a
not give up.
proton.
Kira helped
Yet
him
with
with
delicate
his
instruments,
exercises.
we can
Her
detect
wing
them.
was getting better too, but the
LIGO and
doctors
its
said she
sister
would never fly
observatories
again.
act
The burn
like
had
cosmic
damaged it
ears,
too much.
listening
Kira
to
said
the
it was
universe's
okay.
deepest rumblings.
She had something more important
What they
than
heard
flying now.
was confirmation
She had
of a
Jack.
prediction
When the
Einstein
doctors
made a
finally said
century
they could
earlier,
leave, Jack and
that
Kira
even in
had
the
to make a
silence of
choice.
space,
Where would they
massive
go?
events can send
Kira
out
could go back
waves
to
we he can feel. A single chirp from the merger of invisible giants, caught by a tiny detector on a quiet corner of a small blue planet. Some regions of the universe are expanding away from us forever. The universe is expanding, and that expansion is accelerating. As space stretches faster and faster, some galaxies are being pushed away so rapidly that their light will never reach us. Even if we waited forever, the space between us and those galaxies would grow too quickly for the light to close the gap. They've already passed a point of no return, slipping beyond the cosmic event horizon.
There was a new
Eventually,
cabin on the mountain.
more and more of the
bigger than before,
universe
with room
will
for
fade
both
from
Jack
view.
and Kira.
Not
It had
because
big
it's gone,
windows so they could
but because
watch the
its
snow
light
together.
can no longer
It
reach
had a
us.
special room just for
This
having
isn't
tea.
something we'll feel
Jack
day to
walked with a
day,
cane now
but
because his
over
left
billions
leg
of
never
years,
fully healed.
it means the visible
Kira could not
universe
fly
will
anymore
shrink.
because of her damaged
The cosmos
wing,
isn't
but
just
they did
growing,
not mind.
it's also
Every afternoon
quietly
at the
letting
same time,
go.
they sat together
Some
and
black
drank tea.
holes may be
They talked
primordial,
about everything
born
and
before
nothing.
stars.
Sometimes
Most
they
black
sat
holes
in
form
comfortable
from
silence.
the collapse of
They
massive
had found
stars.
peace together on
But
that
there's
mountain.
another possibility.
They had found home.
Black holes that
Years
formed in the
passed slowly
earliest
and
moments
gently.
of the universe,
Jack and
before
Kira
stars
grew
even
old
existed.
together. The cabin
These are
became a
called
place people
primordial
visited.
black holes.
Diplomats came to talk
They may
about
have
peace.
formed from tiny
Students
fluctuations
came to
in
learn
the
about
dense,
different
hot conditions
species living
just after
together.
the Big Bang.
Veterans from both sides of
Regions
the
where
old
gravity
war came
pulled
to see
matter
that
together
former enemies
into
could become
ultra-compact
family.
knots.
Jack and Kira welcomed
Some of these black
everyone
holes
with
could
tea
be
and stories.
incredibly small.
20 years after the battle,
Others might have
Jack
grown
and Kira
over time.
were still together on the mountain.
We've never directed
Jack was
detected
88
one,
years old
but
now.
if they exist,
His hair was
they could help
completely
explain
white.
dark matter,
He moved very slowly
seed the
with his
formation
cane,
of galaxies,
but his mind
or
was
unlock
still
new
sharp.
insights into
His
the early
eyes still
universe.
had that light in them.
They'd
when he
be
looked
older
at
than
Kira.
stars,
Every day
older
he
than
told
galaxies,
her he was grateful she crashed
silent
near his cabin
fossils of the
all those
first
years
seconds
ago.
after
Kira
time
was
began.
old too by Dracon's
Entangled
standards.
particles
Her
may
purple
link
and silver
distant
scales
corners of
had
the
turned more
cosmos.
silver than purple.
Quantum
Her damaged
entanglement
wing
is one of the
hurt more
strangest
in cold
phenomena
weather,
in physics.
but she smiled every
When
day.
two particles
She
are
had built a
entangled,
life she never
their properties
expected to
remain
have.
linked,
She
no
had a
matter
home.
how far apart
She
they
had
are.
a best friend.
Change
She
one,
had purpose.
and the other changes
She and
instantly,
Jack created a
even
foundation
across
to help
vast
people of
distances.
different species understand
It doesn't
each other
transmit
better.
information
The
faster than
foundation
light,
was called the
but
Morrison
it does
Kira
suggest that
Foundation.
reality at the
It
quantum
trained
level
medics and
is
peacekeepers
deeply
from both human and
interconnected.
alien worlds.
Some
It helped
physicists think
build
entanglement
hospitals
could
on
play a
planets
role
that
in the
needed
fabric
them.
of space-time
It sent
itself,
teachers to schools
maybe
to talk
even
about
helping
working
to hold
together.
space together.
The foundation saved
In
thousands
theory,
of lives
particles
and helped countless
created in the
people.
early
It was
universe
Jack
could
and
still be
Kira's gift
entangled
to the
today,
galaxy.
stretched
One winter
across the
morning,
expanding
Jack
cosmos.
did not wake up. Kira
If so,
found him in
there
his
may be
bed.
quiet,
He looked
invisible
peaceful,
threads
like he
connecting
was just
distant
sleeping.
regions,
Kira
quantum
knew he was
echoes
gone.
from the dawn of
She sat
time,
on the bed
still
next to
present
him
in the
and held his
emptiness
hand.
between
She
galaxies.
did not cry at first.
The vacuum of
She
space
just
has
sat
quantum
there
pressure.
remembering everything.
Even in
She
perfect
remembered the day
vacuum, where
he
there are
saved
no
her.
atoms,
She
no
remembered their
particles,
first
no
cup of tea
radiation,
together.
there's
She
still
remembered the
energy.
battle and how he protected
Quantum
her.
physics tells
She
us that
remembered
empty
20
space
years of
isn't
friendship
truly
and love.
empty.
The funeral
Instead,
was huge.
it's filled
People
with
came
tiny,
from dozens
restless
of planets.
fluctuations,
There were human
particles and
soldiers
antiparticles
and Draken
appearing
warriors
and
standing side by
disappearing,
side.
fields
There were
shifting
nurses
slightly,
and doctors who
always
trained at the
moving.
foundation.
This
There were
activity
children who
creates
learned about
pressure,
peace from
known
Jack's
as
story.
vacuum energy.
Everyone wanted to say goodbye
On
to
large
the man
scales,
who showed them that
this
old
pressure may
enemies
help
could become
explain
family.
dark energy,
They buried Jack
the
on the
force
mountain he
driving
loved,
the universe's
in a spot where he could
accelerating
see
expansion.
The sunrise. Kira
Unlike
spoke
other
at the
kinds of
funeral.
energy,
Her voice
vacuum
was strong,
energy doesn't
even though her
dilute
heart
as
was
space
breaking.
grows.
She told everyone
It
that
stays
Jack taught her
constant,
what it meant to be
stretching
brave.
space
Not
faster
the
the more there
bravery
is
of
of it.
fighting in wars,
It's
but
a
the
strange
bravery
thought
of choosing kindness
that the
over
more
hate.
nothing you
The
have,
bravery of
the
opening
more
your
something
home
it
to a
becomes.
stranger. The bravery of
The quiet
loving
force
again
of empty
after losing
space
everything.
may be what drives
After
the
Jack
cosmos
died,
apart.
Kira stayed on
Black
the mountain.
holes
She
radiate
could
faint
not
heat
leave.
over trillions
This was
of
where
years.
she and Jack built
Black
their life
holes are
together.
famously dark,
Every afternoon
so
at the
dense
same
that
time,
nothing, not
she made
even
2
light,
cups
can
of tea.
escape their gravity.
She drank one and
But
left
thanks
one
to
sitting across
physicist
from her,
Stephen
where
Hawking,
Jack used to sit.
we know they aren't
She talked to
completely
the
silent.
empty chair and told
According
Jack
to
about
quantum
her day.
theory,
It made her
black
feel
holes
less
can emit a
alone.
faint glow
Kira lived
called
for
Hawking
3 more
radiation.
years. She spent
It happens
those
at the
years
edge of the
working with
event
foundation
horizon,
and
where
welcoming
virtual
visitors to the
particle
cabin.
pairs
She
occasionally
told
result
Jack's
in
story
one
over
particle
and over
escaping
to anyone who
while the
would
other
listen.
falls in.
She wanted people to
The escaping
remember him.
particle becomes
She wanted
real,
people to know
a tiny
what
bit of
one
energy
person could
lost
do
from
to
the
make
black
the
hole.
galaxy better.
Over
She wanted
incredibly
Jack's
long
legacy to live
timescales,
forever.
this
When
slow
Kira died,
leakage can
both
cause
humans
the
and
black
Draken
hole to
mourned
shrink
together. Her
and
funeral
eventually
was just as big
evaporate
as Jack's had
completely.
been. They
For a black hole the mass of the Sun, that process would take more than a trillion years. It's the quietest kind of ending, not an explosion, but a long, slow fade into nothing. The universe contains more plasma than solid matter. When we think of matter, we usually imagine solids, liquids, and gases. But the most common state of matter in the universe is something else entirely: plasma. Plasma is an ionized gas. a cloud of particles where electrons and nuclei
Jack,
move freely.
carved from stone from Earth.
It's found in stars, in the solar wind, in interstellar space, and even in the vast regions between
Jack
galaxies.
was holding out a cup of tea.
Most of the visible
Kira
matter
was
in the
reaching
universe
forward
is
to
in this
take it.
state.
Their faces
Plasma
showed kindness
behaves
and
differently
peace.
from other forms
Looking
of
at the
matter.
statues, you could
It
see
responds
the
to
friendship
magnetic
between them.
fields,
You could
flows
feel the
like
love.
fluid,
Between
and can
the two
carry
statues,
electrical
there
currents
was a
across
protected
enormous
glass
distances.
case. Inside
On
the
Earth,
case was the
we
actual
rarely
tea
see
set
it
that
outside
Jack
of
and Kira
lightning,
used every
fire, or
afternoon
neon
for 20
lights.
years. The cups
But
were
in
old
space,
and worn, but
plasma
they were beautiful.
is everywhere,
Next to the tea set
glowing,
was a plaque.
flowing,
The
and
plaque
shaping
told the story
much
of
of
Jack
what we
and
see,
Kira in simple
even
words
when we
that
don't
anyone
realize
could
it.
understand.
Gravitational
the memorial
waves
became
travel
one of
at
the
the
most
speed of
visited
light.
places in the galaxy.
Gravity doesn't
People
just
came from
pull,
everywhere
it
to see
can ripple.
Veterans came
When
to
massive
leave
objects
medals
like
and
black
flowers.
holes or
Medical
neutron
students
stars
came to take
collide,
their
they
oaths
send
before
waves
starting
through
their
the fabric
careers.
of space-time
Parents
itself.
brought their children to teach
These
them about
gravitational
peace.
waves
Young
stretch and
couples came to
squeeze
promise
space
to
as
love
they
each other
pass,
the way Jack
moving
and Kira
outward
did.
in all directions.
Decades passed.
And they
The people
travel
who
at
knew
the speed
Jack
of
and
light,
Kira personally
the
got
fastest
old and
possible
died.
speed in
But
the
new
universe.
generations kept coming
It
to the
took
memorial.
decades to develop
They kept
instruments
telling the
sensitive
story.
enough to detect
Teachers
them.
taught it in
But now
schools.
we can listen to these
Writers
cosmic
wrote books
ripples
about
from
it.
Earth.
Filmmakers
Each
made
wave
movies
carries
about
information
it.
about
The story of
distant
the retired
cataclysms,
veteran who served
how
tea
much
to a
mass
frozen
was
dragon
involved,
nurse became
how
legend.
fast the
Strange
object spun,
things started happening
even
at
how
the memorial.
warped space
People
became.
reported that on the anniversary
Gravitational
of the day Jack
waves
found
are
Kira,
silent to our
the statues
ears,
felt warm to the
but
touch
they are
even in
real,
winter.
measurable,
Some said
and
they could smell
surprisingly
tea
gentle,
in the air near the
tiny
statues.
shudders in the
Others
deep
said they
structure
felt
of the
peaceful
cosmos.
and hopeful when they stood
The
between
cosmic
the two
web
figures.
connects galaxies
Scientists
across
said
the
it
universe.
was just imagination.
If you
But
could map
people
the
believed
positions of
anyway.
galaxies on the
Every
largest
year on the
possible scale,
anniversary, the
you'd
foundation
find
held a
something
ceremony
beautiful.
at the memorial.
A vast,
Thousands of
interconnected
people
pattern
attended.
of filaments
They
and
lit
voids
candles.
called the
They
cosmic
shared
web.
tea. They told
Galaxies
stories
don't
about how
sit
Jack
alone
and
in
Kira
space.
inspired them.
They gather
Old
along
enemies who
invisible
became
threads of
friends
dark
came to
matter and
speak.
gas,
Families
stretching
of
like
different
tendrils
species
between
came to show
clusters.
that peace was possible.
Where filaments cross,
the memorial
we
became a
find
symbol of hope
superclusters,
for the whole
enormous
galaxy.
knots
The
of
mountain
galaxies.
kept their secret.
Between
The
them
snow
lie
still fell
immense,
every winter,
quiet
just like it
voids,
did the night
almost
Kira
empty.
crashed. The
The
wind
cosmic
still
web
whispered
isn't something
through
we
the
can
trees.
see with a
But now
telescope
the
all at
mountain
once,
was not lonely.
but its structure
It was filled
emerges
with
from
visitors
large
who
surveys
came
of
to
the
remember.
sky.
The cabin
It
where Jack
resembles a
and Kira
network,
lived was
or a
turned
phone,
into a museum.
or even the branching
People could see
patterns
where
of
they had
neurons.
tea together.
It's
They
the
could see
shape
the
of the
chairs where
universe
they
on its
sat.
grandest
They could feel
scales,
the love
not
that
random,
filled that
but
place.
woven,
At the base
like
of the
something
memorial,
grown
words
rather
were
than
carved
built.
into stone.
The James Webb
inscription was in
Telescope
both
can see
human and
galaxies
Drakic
that no
languages.
longer
It
exist.
said, "Here,
The
a
James
soldier
Webb
found
Space
purpose
Telescope was
again.
built to look
Here,
farther than
a
ever
healer
before,
found home.
and in doing
Here,
so,
two
it
souls
also looks
proved
further
that
back
peace
in
is
time.
worth protecting.
Because
Those
light
words
takes time to
became
travel,
famous across the
distant
galaxy.
galaxies appear
People
to us as
quoted
they were
them in
billions of
speeches.
years ago.
They put them on walls.
Some of the galaxies
They taught
Webb
them to their
observes may no
children.
longer exist
100
in the
years
form we
after
see
Jack
them.
saved Kira,
They may
the
have
memorial
merged,
still stood strong.
faded,
The
or
statues
changed
looked the
entirely.
same as the day they were made.
But their light is
the
still
tea set
arriving,
in the glass case
a
was still
snapshot
there,
frozen in time,
protected and
still
honored.
crossing space
New
long after the
generations
source has
came to visit.
changed.
They knew
This
the
is one of the
story by
quiet
heart.
oddities of
They
astronomy.
understood that
Telescopes
one act of
don't show
kindness
us
could
what's out
change
there
the world.
now.
They learned
They
that
show us
friendship
what was
stronger than
at
hate.
different moments
The galaxy
across the
was
history
different
of the
now
universe.
because of Jack and Kira.
Every deep
Humans
field
and
image
Drakic
is
worked
also a
together
time
on
machine,
everything.
a gallery
They
of
built
vanished
cities
light.
together. They
Distant
explored
galaxies
space
glow
together.
with light
They
that left
raised
them before
families
Earth
together.
formed.
The old wars were
When you
just
look at a
history
galaxy
now.
a few
Young
billion
people
light
could not
years
imagine
away,
a time when
you're not
humans
just
and
seeing
Drakic were
distance,
enemies.
you're
And
seeing
it all started
age.
with an old veteran and a
The
dragon
light
nurse
from that
sharing
galaxy
tea on a
began its
mountain.
journey long
In the
before
end,
Earth
Jack and
existed,
Kira's
before
story
the
was
sun
simple.
formed,
It was about
before our
choosing
solar
love
system
over
had even
fear.
begun to take
It was
shape.
about seeing people for
Some
who
of
they
the
were,
galaxies we
not
observe
what
today
species
sent
they
out
belonged
their
to.
light over
It was
10
about the small
billion years
moments
ago.
that mattered most,
That
like
glow
sitting
crossed
together over
expanding
tea and just
space,
being present.
stretched
Their
and
statues
reddened along
stood
the
on
way,
that mountain
until
as a
it finally
reminder.
reached our
Wars could
telescopes.
end. Peace
In a
could
sense,
last.
we're watching watching the
friendship
universe's
could change
ancient past
everything.
in real
The
time.
mountain remembered.
The stars we see in those
remembered.
galaxies may be
And
long
they would
gone.
never forget.
Their